Hi everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we officially begin our countdown of the 50 best matches of 2020. Now, of course, the word best is subjective, and for me, that word covers a lot of ground when it comes to wrestling. For something to be the best, it has to be memorable. We live in a time where there's so much content available that it becomes very easy for something that can, at its core, be very good to immediately be forgotten about. And when you've been watching wrestling for as long as I have, you grow a strong appreciation for things that are different and that stand out. And that's something that you'll see reflected with this countdown. And with that, it brings us to our number 50 match on our countdown, which is the street fight between Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox from NXT TakeOver Portland back on February the 16th. And when I arrived at my top 50 matches, basically what I did is I took the matches that I thought were the most memorable throughout the year. I narrowed it down to about 85 matches, and I went ahead and I rewatched them all to compile my list. This was a match that kind of hovered around that 50 mark for a lot of it. And I couldn't let it go. It kept creeping back into my mind with the point of how different it felt for a WWE produced street fight. All of the tropes that you would normally get with that stipulation in recent years, like an overly long runtime, kind of contrived setup spots, forced, melodrama. Everybody makes a joke about the looking of the hands, right? The overall feeling of it still being, safe despite being this street fight where the competitors are supposed to hate each other. That was all thrown out the window with this match. They had an excellent, realistic build to this with two best friends, both sitting on the sidelines at the same time, rehabbing knee injuries. Tegan's return kind of overshadowing Dakota's a bit, and that jealousy, building up, which led to the amazing turn in the War Games match. They did a really good, intense video package prior to this match that, really showcased that jealousy. Dakota had a quote in there saying that she wanted to hear Tegan's knee snap, which was pretty menacing. And they carried that hate over into the match itself. They wore street clothes, they had black lipstick on, they constantly went for each other's knee and kept up a hate-filled intensity through the match, just scraping and clawing the entire time. They had tons of big spots. Tegan hit like an imploding cannonball into the ring steps, a German suplex on a garbage can that was completely nasty. They even took what could have been, a really silly spot where Dakota had a cricket bat, and they pulled off the timing of it with her hitting the ring post and it breaking. It looked completely reckless and dangerous, and it's something that could have been a little silly, that they really pulled off well. They even used the forced melodrama that I mentioned to their advantage. They had a point where, Tegan kind of looked like, she was maybe going to reconsider, hurting her friend, but then tried to end her career right after that very quickly, which I appreciate it. And that led into the finish with the Raquel Gonzalez re-debut. And just a completely brutal spot, with a table that wouldn't break, that really fit the tone of the whole match. This felt more like a pro wrestling guerrilla warfare match, being held in a WWE ring than it would, a WWE street fight. It fit the great build that they had for it. And with the match just being 13 minutes long, it might be the most easily digestible match that you'll see on this entire list. It's something that I feel was really underappreciated, especially being in that weird pre-COVID time at the start of the year. And it's definitely worth a rewatch or an initial watch if you haven't seen it yet. It's available on the WWE Network. And if you do decide to watch along, or if you've seen it, please share your thoughts in the comments below. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling50, the word 50 spelled out, not numerical. Please like the video and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Tell your friends that I'm doing this, and join us again tomorrow as we count down pro wrestling's top.